It's Tooth Tip Tuesday. Tooth tip number 6, or seis for those of you in Latin America. Tooth tip number 6 for you today. That is water. Now, I know you've all heard, oh, of course we gotta drink water, of course we gotta drink water, but water is actually very, very good for you. I need to take this tip myself because I'm one of those guys that are like, oh, I drink tons of water. There's like 90% water in all of soda. Ha 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 ha. But it is really good for you, and the biggest reason is because if you sip on water all day, then you're not bathing your teeth in either acid or sugar. So if you have a job where you have a drink that you get to sip on during the day, it needs to be water for sure. At the very least, a sugar-free and very low in acid type liquid, but water is always the best. That is tip number 6. Tooth Tip Tuesday. 7. Tooth tip number 7. Depending on if you're looking through a mirror. Tooth tip number 7. Tooth tip number 7 is tea. So, especially in dental world, you always hear, oh, stay away from teas and coffees, things like that, because of all the stains, and that is true. However, some teas are not all that bad for you, particularly some herbal teas. They can contain some polyphenols that will actually decrease the amount of bacteria that can cause tooth decay. So that can be good. However, if you get the wrong kind of tea, it can certainly not be good for you, and the stains, it can really stain up stuff, not even just your teeth, but even, the inner linings of the gut. So just everything with moderation, of course, right? And just be real picky about which tea it is. Tooth tip number 7. Tooth Tip Tuesday. It's tea cubed. Tooth tip number 8. Tooth tip number 8. Here we go. When drinking, you should use a straw. And I know there are a bunch of environmentalists and issues with straws and stuff. However, as far as your health goes, straws are good, particularly if you're drinking something that has either a lot of acid or a lot of sugar, because when you use a straw, it bypasses the teeth and you get to enjoy the taste and the feel. Sometimes those acidic drinks feel good in your throat. And that is good, but the straw makes it better because you don't get all that, the sugar and the acid lingering on the teeth, which can cause all kinds of problem, erosion, tooth decay, and more. So use a straw. That is tooth tip number 8. You're welcome. Tea cubed for Tooth Tip Tuesday. I feel cheesy. Tooth Tip Tuesday. Hello, and today we're doing tooth tip number 9. Fancy 9. It's an easy one to back and forth. Tooth tip number 9. This one may be a little bit cheesy for you, but who doesn't love cheese? So there are a couple of foods that are really good for you. I remember when I was very, very little, I used to watch this show called The Electric Company, and it was pretty interesting. But I remember this one specific little sketch they did where they talked about crunchy, good foods, like broccoli or apples. And I know me saying broccoli, most of you that know me out there are like, come on, Dr. J. But those kind of foods can actually help cleanse your teeth. If you don't have a toothbrush or floss or whatever, those crunchy, good for you foods like apples, they can help clean some of the plaque off of your teeth and things like that. Eating good foods, they also will stimulate saliva, which is very helpful, but which brings me back to the cheesy portion of this tooth tip. Cheese contains calcium, which is very, very good for you. It can help remineralize your teeth. So in excess, of course, it's bad. Probably baked in a thick Chicago pie, maybe not so good. But get some good cheese out there. Cheese is good for you. It does contain calcium, which is very important for the body. That is tooth tip number 9. You're welcome. Boop. Here we go. Tooth Tip Tuesday. Tooth tip number 10. Floss Boss here with you for tooth tip number 10. I love that number. It's a great number. 10. Okay. Tooth tip number 10 is switch to an electric toothbrush. Why? Okay, so if you're really, really good, and I don't know how you would gauge if you're really good, your hygienist would have to tell you if you're really good, but if you are really good, you don't need an electric toothbrush. Most people aren't so great. at brushing their teeth. So this will help you. The electric toothbrush will sort of compensate for our inability to be effective when we brush our teeth. But an electric one is better than a manual one, usually, all things being equal. The more expensive ones are usually a little bit better. It's one of those things where you get what you pay for. So Oral-B, personally, I like Sonicare. Not that Oral-B is bad, but anyway. Switch to an electric toothbrush. It will help. It'll feel like you just got a cleaning. And that is tooth tip number 10. You are welcome. I love that number. It's a great number. 10, even. First double digits.